Hari Om. On behalf of Chinmaya Mission Mumbai and the Chinmaya Narayan Zone, we welcome everyone to the talk, Know Yourself and Shape Your Destiny, by the Global Head of Chinmaya Mission, Pujya Swami Swaroopanandaji. We are eagerly awaiting Swamiji's arrival on the stage. In the meanwhile, we shall use this time for a few necessary announcements and instructions. As most of us are aware, Chinmaya Mission is a worldwide organization founded by Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandaji with over 300 centers around the globe. The vision of Chinmaya Mission has been to bring about the innermost transformation of individuals through the practical applications of the ageless wisdom of Vedanta, through spiritual practices and service to society. Chinmaya Mission Mumbai Center has several zones. This talk today is being organized in and by the Chinmaya Narayan Zone, which includes Chembur, Ghatkopar, Kurla, and the neighboring areas. We have a number of classes that take place in our Narayan Zone for all age groups. We have Bal Vihars for children up to 12 years of age, where through stories and games, through bhajans and chanting of stotras, through fun and learning, children are instilled with noble values, cultural appreciation, and a spirit of patriotism. We have classes for the youth, 13 years and above, called the Chinmaya Yuva Kendra, or CHIK for short. Here, young, curious minds learn through healthy discussions and debates about the symbolism of Hindu culture. Through dynamic interactions and inspiring activities such as treks, camps, workshops, and so on, they experience personality enrichment and spiritual growth. There are also many study classes for adults where texts and commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and other Vedantic scriptures are studied under the guidance of a sevak or a facilitator, and the practical applications to life are discussed. Apart from these, there are Devi groups, bhajan groups, Gita chanting classes, Vedic chanting classes, and so on. We also have various activities throughout the year, such as festival celebrations, collective pujas and archanas, Jnana Yajnas or lecture series, Gita chanting competition, and the Chinmaya Family Day, where all members come together for a day of fun and bonding. Before I continue with the announcements, I would like to ask all of you, how many of you have come here for the very first time? How many of you are attending a Chinmaya Mission program for the first time? Can you please raise your hands, please? I'm happy to announce the commencement of 2 new online study classes for adults in our Narayan Zone. One is on the text Atmabodh by Brahmachari Chetanji on Fridays 6:30 to 8 p.m. The second is on Gita at a Glance by Sri Prasad Devle on Sundays 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. At the all Mumbai level, we will be having our annual grand day-long Mahashivratri celebrations at Sandipani Sadhanalaya, the Pavai Ashram as we know it, on 18th February. There is also a plethora of camps at Chinmaya Vibhuti Kolvan this summer. We have an exciting Bal Vihar camp being organized for toddlers, children, teenagers from 3 years of age to 17 years, along with their families, from May 4th to 7th. There is a National Youth Convention for 18 to 28 years old from May 18th to 21st. There is yet another camp for adults, VIP, Vedanta in Practice, with Swami Swaroopanandaji and the Yuva Veers from 7th to 9th April. Coming back to the event for today, I would especially like to inform everyone that we have a book stall set up downstairs near the entrance and the gate. Most of us may have seen it on the way up. If not, please do find some time after the talk to browse through the books, CDs, and pen drives. Please do approach the bookstall for any enquiries regarding classes and events. As we all know, Chinmaya Mission is a charitable organization. All classes mentioned earlier are run free of cost. All activities through the contributions of members and well-wishers. Moreover, it is our tradition to offer dakshina to our gurus for the valuable knowledge imparted to us. Hence, if any one of us would like to make any contribution as dakshina, big or small, please put them in the Guru Dakshina envelopes that were handed to you when you entered, and please drop these envelopes in the boxes placed at the entrance or near the stage at the end of Swamiji's talk.
Hari Om. Apart from the camp pamphlets, you would have received a souvenir, a spare a minute slip, and flyers with the details of all the classes that are held in our zone. Souvenir is a repository of wisdom with must-read articles by our acharyas. Please fill the spare a minute slip so that we'll be able to inform you of all our activities. Not only that, we have a lucky draw planned post Swamiji's talk, and 4 lucky winners will receive prizes from Swamiji himself. So, do not forget to hand over the fill slip to the volunteers when they come to collect it. Since the aim of Chinmaya Mission is spreading the knowledge of Vedanta, the mission provides learning opportunities for all age groups, right from small children to senior members. Find the class details in the flyers and do enroll for the classes. We have a beautiful and never to be missed Family Day celebration soon coming up. Find the details on page number 6 of the souvenir. All of you have the souvenirs with you? Please check on page number 6. And do join us for an exciting day of activities, fun games, and much, much more. Click on the QR code for quick and easy registration. Switching off from distractions and silencing the mind are 2 difficult tasks, but switching off from distractions by silencing the phone is something really easy, isn't it? We request all of you to kindly switch off your mobile phones or keep them on silent mode. Please note, as a mark of respect, let all of us rise from our seats when Swamiji arrives at the stage, and also wait for Swamiji to leave before we exit. In a few minutes, we will be welcoming Pujya Swamiji with a traditional Purna Kumbha. Purna Kumbha signifies abundance and fullness. The practice of inviting Mahatmas with Purna Kumbha honors and reveres the state of fullness that they have achieved. Hari Om, we invite Mukhya Yajaman Patel family, Upa Yajaman Sri Jaishingani family, Dainik Yajaman Devle family, and representatives from Chinmaya Prerana, Sri Shivaramakrishnan and Sri Vaidyanathan on stage to be ready to welcome Swamiji.
ते ब्रह्मलोके तु परान्तकाले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे भद्रं विपापं परमे एष्मभूतै यत्पुण्डरीकं पुरमद्य सर्गस्थं तत्रापि दग्रं गगनं विशोकस्तस्मिन् यदन्तस्तदुपासितव्यम् यो वेदादौ स्वरः प्रोक्तो वेदान्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रकृतिलीनस्य यः परः स महेश्वरः। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।
Hari Om. I humbly request Pujya Swami Swaroopanandaji to set off today's program to an auspicious start by the traditional lighting of the lamp. I invite Swami Swaroopanandaji, Acharya of Chinmaya Mission, Mumbai, our Mukhya Yajman Shri Pratap Bhai Patel and family, Upa Yajman Shri Amar Jaisinghani and family, our Dainik Yajmans Srimati Manisha and Shri Prasad Devle, the representative from Prerna Zone, Shri Shivaramakrishnan and Shri Vaidyanathan, to kindly join Pujya Swamiji in the same. Thank you, Swamiji. On behalf of the Chinmaya Mission Mumbai and the Chinmaya Narayan Zone, I take immense pleasure in welcoming Pujya Swami Swaroopanandaji to the Narayan Zone this evening. I also extend a warm welcome to Swami Swaroopanandaji, to all the Acharyas, Brahmacharis and Brahmacharinis present, and to each and every one present here today. I call upon our Balvya children, Sanjana, Shraddha, Anisha, Shubhra, Linesha and Prarthana, to please render the invocation.
जम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजं सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। हरि ओम हरि ओम।
Thank you, children, for the beautiful invocation.
Hari Om. Now, a few words to introduce Pujya Swamiji. Pranam Swamiji. It's my immense good fortune and joy to introduce Swami Swaroopanandaji. Swamiji is a disciple of the world-renowned master of Vedanta and the champion of India's spiritual wisdom, Swami Chinmayanandaji. Swami Swaroopanandaji has traversed the globe several times to guard and build upon the legacy of Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandaji and Pujya Guruji Swami Tejomayanandaji. Swamiji continues this most inspiring journey, reaching out to and transforming the lives of thousands of eager listeners across this planet. Formerly the regional head of Chinmaya Mission Australia, United Kingdom, Middle East, Africa and Far East, and presently Chancellor of the Chinmaya University and Director of the Chinmaya International Residential School in Coimbatore, Swami Swaroopanandaji today also serves as the global head of Chinmaya Mission. With a quest for eternal wisdom, Swamiji underwent intensive monastic training and exhaustive study of the scriptures at Santipani Sadhanalaya and was initiated into the monastic order in 1992 and thereon dedicated entirely to the service of humanity. Swamiji has this unique skill of blending ancient wisdom to modern thought and bringing out the eternal wisdom in a way that appeals to each and everyone beyond age, gender and religion. Having heard Swamiji once, our minds certainly will yearn to listen to him more and more. Swamiji has authored several empowering books like Storm to Perform, Life Management Techniques, Managing the Manager, to name a few. In one of his booklets, Simplicity and Meditation, Swamiji has written, "Keep love in your heart and make yourself lovable." Pujya Swamiji has also suggested the effective way of making oneself lovable: speak sweetly and kindly with others, and approach everyone with a positive, warm, and sincerely caring attitude. And this is exactly how Swamiji comes across in all his interactions. We all are immensely pleased and privileged to have you here, Swamiji. We are eagerly awaiting to hear you, to know ourselves and shape our destinies. As Pujya Gurudev would say, we can and we must. Now, I call upon Mukulji to garland Swamiji. I request Manisha ji to offer a plant to Swamiji. Thank you, Mukulji and Manisha ji. Over to Swamiji now.
Thank you for this warm welcome, not only by our Bal Vihar children, our Sevak, Sevikas, and also all of you who have come here to warm our hearts with your presence. There are many words that are used in our life that we do not dwell on its connotation. One of the words that we commonly use when somebody else is successful, and we say, such a person is lucky, don't we? And when you become successful, you say, I did it. So when someone else is successful, it is luck. When you fail, you call it as bad luck. Is it not? So there are words like luck, destiny, fate, that we all use in our life. And how we use words in our life determines the very course of our life, or even our success and failure. You must have experienced in your life itself that many a times you put in a lot of effort and you seem to not yet get the desired results. Your colleague or a family member, your sibling, seem to put even half an effort and that person seems to be successful. We either brush it off as luck or something that we think is an unjust fate, or we use the word destiny. So, we know that in all our endeavors, whatever effort we put in, we can even calculate, plan, make charts, work it out, and work sincerely according to plan. Still, we do not seem to reach the goal. So there seems to be an X unknown factor that people call as luck or fate. This question has remained eternally amongst philosophers, thinkers, common man, and even saints and sages. Life goes on as long as we are having more achievements than failures. But when failures come in our life, we begin to ask questions. Is life really unfair? We start blaming God. We start blaming other people. We start blaming situations, economic conditions, political conditions. And the whole question is, really, is there anything in our hands? There's also a joke, it is said, that the biggest joke in life is tell God your plan. So what is that factor that in spite of us putting efforts, somebody's effort is rewarded many times more and somebody's effort sometimes even gets not what we call even as a just result. People start thinking whether God is unfair, world is unfair, is something wrong with me? And therefore, very, very few people take charge of their life and make things happen. Even spiritual students who study the highest science of life, and that is Vedanta, which tells us that in this human life, surrounded by change and uncertainty, with all impermanence as well as limitations, in this human life, we can attain immortality, we can attain the infinite, we can attain the highest state of godliness. And if the scriptures are saying this, that in this human life, with our effort, with our knowledge, we can attain the infinite, which implies that we can make anything happen in this life. Addressing over years many students of even Vedanta, inspired, enthusiastic, performing their spiritual sadhanas or practices, still not achieving that spiritual goal that has been promised by the scriptures through the various practices, I used to always wonder why. But listening to our Pujya Gurudev's discourses, whose very first statement in his preliminary books for the youth and those who are young at heart and want to make things happen, his very powerful statement is, we are all born to succeed. Whether it is material success or whether it is spiritual success. Whether it's success in our relationships or whether it is success in attaining wealth or our spiritual growth. He says we are all born to succeed. And this is the message of all the great thinkers, philosophers, saints and sages of our country, who taught us that science by which we are not victim to life circumstances, but we become masters to the situations in our life. We are all born to succeed. Yet, very few people, even materially, are successful. All of you sitting here could not be here until and unless in some form or other you have been successful. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting here. Yet, great is the potential that is there in each one of us. If infinite is our nature, then what is the potential that lies in each one of us? If we just wonder, and then when we look at our life, that in spite of all the achievements we have had so far, how much more we could have done and how much more even now we can do. This science of Vedanta that teaches us to shape our destiny rather than be a victim of a so-called written destiny, or a victim to life circumstances, or just living in hope of some lottery ticket being won and you get lucky. In India, we don't talk about luck, we talk about karma. The word karma means action. Word karma means action. However, also another expression that you all might use as, what to do? My luck is bad. It is my karma. And nowadays your youngsters will say, Mom, not karma, karma. Yeah? My karma. Not avatar, avatar. It is my karma. And by saying it is my karma, we mean to say it is my destiny. And that's the beauty of the Sanskrit language, which in everything shows us oneness. Also, the oneness between the cause and the effect. The result that you are aiming for, the goal that you are aspiring for, is achieved as the result of your action, your karma, isn't it? Therefore, the result is also called as karma, because your action modified in the future becomes the result of action, and therefore also the result of action is called as karma. See, we must be very clear, because we use these words and then some foreigners decide what we should be thinking of these words, and we fall a victim to it. So, karma means action, and the result of action is also called as karma. So, then what is destiny? Destiny is not a matter of chance or luck. It is the aggregate result of our own past actions. Past does not mean only past lives. If last night we were having our talks in Sion, nearby only, and after the talks, some of the people, knowing that Sion and Chembur is one of the best places to get good daba khana, and went and overate chole bhatures. Yeah. Today, if they are sitting here, if they are not levitating, they will be creating a lot of noise beside you. Now, no doubt it is their karma, but you have to bear it because you decided to sit beside them. No? So, when I say result of past action, it doesn't mean only past lives, but that does not exclude past lives also, because one who is the doer of the action gets the results of the action. Just because yesterday you went to a dhaba well dressed and at night you changed into your night suit doesn't mean the effect will not be there. Body is nothing but the change of clothes, but the doer exists. Therefore, once we understand that our present destiny is the result of our own past actions. Once we understand this, then who is the creator of your destiny? Who is the creator of your destiny? We ourselves. We ourselves are the creator of our destiny. Now, take for example, today somebody has got a very serious illness, let us say cancer. And people say, मैंने ऐसा कौन सा बुरा कर्म किया जो आज कैंसर है? If cancer came like the flatulence after chole bhature, the next day you can see the cause, is it not? But many diseases bear fruit after many, many years. I'll give you an example. There was one elderly lady I knew. She was a doctor herself. She used to also inspire a lot of young people. She used to run Vedanta sessions. And suddenly, one day she found out that her son-in-law had cancer. No? Son-in-law had cancer. Even though knowledge is there, but when it comes to your own children and the fate of your children, future of your children, any mother would worry. So even though having the knowledge, and she came quite devastated, telling me that Swamiji, my son-in-law is such a good man. He's been such a philanthropist also. He's been giving in charity also. He's been doing so many good work. He supported me also in the good work. And she started weeping. Why? Why did he have to have cancer? Now, when somebody is in sorrow, like the person sitting beside the person whose phone is not switching off. And it is said that those who do disturbance in satsang and yagyas, they become rakshasas. Now next life that person will say, why did I become a rakshasa? Because you did not switch off your mobile phone. So how will you know what is the cause behind it? So same way, she was saying, naturally, I didn't want to tell her that, Amma, you are a woman of such knowledge, don't you know? Of course, I sympathized with her and I always told her, Amma, there will be something good in it. And now that we quickly found out, there are cures for it, and let's work on the cure, and God's blessings, he will get cured, assured her. Next day, he himself came to meet me. Naturally, you sympathize with him. And I know that, he was neither a meat eater, neither he was a smoker, nor a drinker. No, none of us really know what is the cause of cancer. It can be the pollution. We don't know what we eat, how many preservatives are there, whatever it is. But he didn't seem to have any immediate bad habits. So anyway, you just sympathize. So I was just saying, yesterday your mother-in-law was here and we were just talking, feeling very sad that you've got cancer and you live such a nice life, but why it happens we don't know. He said, Swamiji, and he was a doctor. He said, Swamiji, I am a doctor. Cancer does not come overnight. It takes 20 years or 30 years for it to manifest at the point that he was in. So being a doctor, I was just in a way inquiring also and asking him, I said, but why a person like you who lives, in a way a very nice clean lifestyle in eating and all that. He said, Swamiji, I'm a doctor. You see me now like this. But earlier, before I really came to the mission, he said, I used to smoke, like he used to smoke cigars, he was a meat eater, and bowel cancer generally comes to those who eat very high meat. So he said he used to do all these things. So he says, as a doctor, he knows that the lifestyle that he was living at that time, that's what must have caused, the insurgence of the cancer. So very often we do not know the result of our own action. And we wonder why we are getting such results. Therefore, has God written our destiny? Or is it just luck or chance? And whatever impressions we have in our mind, that determines our future course of action. If you think it is luck, if you think it is God-written destiny, then there is nothing that you can do about it, isn't it? But if you recognize that it is the result of your own actions, knowingly or unknowingly, because we don't know all the laws of action. Many people, even now, and sometimes you wonder how these actors also publicize all these, tobacco and all that, and themselves say that they live a very clean life. what has you being a charitable person, even if you are charitable, but if you are eating all these things which are determined to be the cause of cancer predominantly, now you may do as good work as possible, but that one wrong work that you are doing, will it get results or not? Yeah. Most people think that I am doing a lot of good work and some small bad habit I have got or small thing I do. Yeah, it should average out, but the law of action is not a law of averages. What you do for that action, you get the result. Now take for example, if there is a person who, say by mistake, driving fast or even driving at speed, but hit someone on the road, and that person fell down in that accident, may have fractured, may have even died, but rather than taking responsibility at that time, or even afraid how the public will come and hit him or kill him, for whatever reason, he ran from there, which is not right, but he ran from there. But being a good person, felt bad about it, and somewhere in his life where he could, he went and donated for an ambulance. He went and donated for an ambulance. Now he's done a good work. We say he's atoned for his sin. Yeah. But the law of action doesn't work that way. Just to put in very simple words, it's not even in such simplicity, that at some time somebody will hit and run you, but there will be an ambulance waiting for you. Yeah? This is how the law of action works. Now, another thing is, the result that we get depends not only on the action, but the right action you do. Not only the action and the intention behind the action, but the type of action that you do. I'll give you another example. One day, I was invited somewhere for Bhiksha. Sadhus are invited, lunch, we call it lunch dinner, it was not a lunch dinner party. I was invited, and after I had finished eating, there were about 3 or 4 ladies related to each other or friends of each other, and they were sitting there. I know them also, they've been attending my sessions for quite some time. 2 of them were sister-in-laws. One was a common friend. And while we were sitting there, the oldest amongst them tells me, Swamiji, I do not know about anybody else, but ever since I've been listening to Gurudev, Swami Chinmayananda, listening to your sessions, especially on the Bhagavad Gita, especially the Bhagavad Gita. I don't know about others, but a great change has happened in my life. I have changed. So and that's the best compliment you want to hear. Yeah. So she says, I know I have changed. Meanwhile, the sister-in-law and their best friend sitting there, sister says that, yes, Swamiji, yeah, you don't know, but she's really changed a lot. Yeah. She's really changed a lot. And I'm saying in my mind, keep quiet, keep quiet, keep quiet. But they went on, Swamiji, you really don't know her before. She has really changed a lot. Now, they are actually trying to compliment her. Yeah. But I think you must have understood, no? Men won't still understand, but women do understand, right? And these were 2 women sitting there, going on saying again and again, she has changed a lot. That's true, she's really changed a lot. And she got up, angry at these two younger ones, and says, but you two have not changed a bit. And angrily walked from there. And then she said, just now we just complimented her for change. Doesn't look like she has changed. What did she mean by that? See, your intention is good, but your actions also have to be right. Therefore, we may have a goal in front of us, it may be a noble goal, or whatever we want to achieve, even in our relationship, our intention may be good, but our action also has to be appropriate to the result that we want or the situation, is it not? I'm giving these couple of examples because it's very important. Otherwise, simple answers can be given. But the notions that we carry in our mind, deep-rooted notions from our past experiences, from our upbringing and what we have heard, what we have entertained in our mind over the years, helplessly through these subconscious impressions, our life continues to move in the same direction. And one of the beautiful words of wisdom is, if you continue to do what you have been doing, you will continue to get what you were getting. So this whole question of who is in charge of our destiny? Are we the makers and writers of our destiny? Can we make a change in our destiny? Can we make anything happen? This is an eternal question that has been there. And even about this, you will hear, even in the scriptures, different statements. Take the Ramayana itself. In the beginning, we hear Shivji, who is trying to stop Sati to go to her father's or to go and test Ramchandraji, and later on to her father's house. He finally says, Hoi hai vahi jo Ram rachi rakha, ko kahi tark badave sakha. कि जो भगवान ने रच के रखा है वो तो होने ही वाला है, अब क्या उसके बारे में तर्क करना. It's not that Shivji did not put in his effort. He put in his effort. He is not fatalistic. अभी जो होना है उसको होने दो. My wife is going to die, let her die. Yeah. Yet that statement is there. Later on we find Lakshman only saying to Ramchandraji, Daiva Daiva Alasa Pukara. This God's will, all these lazy people talk about. Hey Ramchandraji, pick up your bow and don't wait for this ocean to give the way. Dry up the ocean. Men of action, make it happen. And you are capable of it. Why don't you express yourself and make it happen? So, both these statements are there. Hoi vahi jo Ram rachi rakha. And Ram, karke dikhao. Yeah. Guru Granth Sahib. Hukum rajai chalna nanak likhya nal. That the hukum has been written, the law has been written, and most people think the destiny has been written on our brows or in our palms, and all we have to do is accept it. Guru Granth Sahib starts with that first pauri, and that Japji Sahib ends with Karmi apo apni ke nire ke dur. That according to your actions, you are closer to, say, God or your destiny, or you are far away from it. Again, contradictory. Bible. Yeah. Thy will be done, and as you sow, so shall you reap. See? All these statements are there, and we keep on listening to them, and until and unless we can resolve this in our own mind, we remain so-called victim to life's circumstances. Call it luck, call it fate, call it destiny. Luck means it is just random. But this universe is not a chaos, it's not random, even though there is random theory. I'm quite aware of it, in case there are some physicists sitting here. But it is a cosmos. There are certain rules by which this whole cosmos works, certain laws. That's why all these sciences are possible. If it was random, then what science would be possible? You please tell me. No? Then, if you say that it is luck, means it is random. If you say that God is deciding our destiny, like today many religions, not Hindu, but religions believe that you've been given this one birth, whether you're born in a rich family, poor family, a thief's family, a murderer's family, an alcoholic family, or you're born in a luxurious or a well-cultured family, but all of you are given one chance. All of you have to behave in a particular manner, otherwise eternal hell or eternal heaven. And if God is the writer of your destiny, then how impartial or partial is that God? Tell me. Can any religion accept such an unfair God, giving people different situations, some even born without limbs? Yeah? Some born even without limbs. And yet, some of them are able to do much more than what people can do with limbs. Yeah? These are the people who make their destiny in spite of whatever they've got from their destiny. Therefore, what you call as hukum, what you call as will of God, is not whims and fancies of God, whether you believe in God or don't believe in God. It's not whims and fancies of God, but it is the intelligent laws made by the benevolent law maker of the universe, and everything we get due to that law. And one of the laws that we take great pride in, you may have studied science in school, you only remember one thing, Newton. Yeah. And may I now request all of you to put your hands into your pockets and your purses, switch off your mobile phones, if you have not already done it, because if I don't do this action now, we'll continue to be disturbed, isn't it? Then we'll have to say our destiny. Yeah? Please switch off your phone so that you don't get the bad looks. Nazar lag jayegi. If you don't know how to switch it off, take help. That is also karma. Yeah? Take help. Because the karma that has to be done before every session these days is make an announcement to switch off the phone. Now when they don't do it, then see how much disturbance takes place. Then it becomes our karma. Isn't it? So there is the law of action and reaction. That law is made by the Lord. And if we understand that law, that every action has an specific equal reaction. We do not know all the laws of nature, but the result that we get of our action is only just and fair. If we have knowledge of the action, then we can do the right action. Then we can do the right action. And then the results that we get will be determined by those right actions. So what is destiny? Destiny is the result of our own past actions, governed by the laws of nature. The moment we understand this, then we know that we are the maker of our destiny. Otherwise, your mind will always give up thinking this is your fate, and there is nothing that you can do about it. We can sit and cry, be depressed, be dejected, and think people are unfair, life is unfair, government is unfair, God is unfair. But the moment you blame it to someone else, which means you can't do anything about it. And your mind is the maker of your destiny. And if your mind thinks you cannot do it, always remember, your mind will always tell you that it is right. So if you think you can't, you are right. If you think you can, you are right. Isn't it? Even in any argument between husband and wife. Both think they are right, no? And you are right. Because whatever you think, you will think as to be right. So if you think you cannot achieve it, you are right, you will not achieve it. If you think you can achieve it, you will find means to achieve it, and you are right, you will achieve it. Therefore, to change this framework of our thinking, this is what Vedanta teaches. This is what great masters like Pujya Gurudev taught us. Therefore, we made this course called as Make It Happen, so that we change our thinking, that we realize that we can make it happen. Now, as much as we would feel motivated by it, but inside that mind says, I've tried a lot, but still it's not happening. Does it not come back? Yeah. We go for these motivational courses also, pay thousands of dollars these days to go to universities to learn this fact, which our rishis have told us openly, which our culture has taught us from childhood. But we carried the notions from our education system, and now that is going to take multiple dollars from us to teach us that, motivate you that you can make it happen. And the one who teaches you can't make anything happen in that college, right? Teaches you economics but cannot raise any funds. Teaches you business management but can't run any business. Tell me. You can get motivated, but until and unless through knowledge, through your own thinking as we listen, until and unless the notion of our mind is not changed through right knowledge. The one with the little kid, I would say, please, if you're disturbing, just stand outside and listen, yeah? Because here we are talking about our mindset being changed. Change it and see the difference right away. The moment this knowledge takes place that I am the maker of my destiny, I take charge of my life. The moment I blame my present fate to someone else or including God, then I am not in control of it. Then there is only one thing: bear it. At least the impact of it will be less. Therefore, our attitude and action will depend upon our knowledge or our beliefs. Yeah? Now, what I am explaining to you in very simple words, this profound question was asked to one of the greatest saints of our country by one of the greatest achievers whose legacy, whose epic and achievement remains eternally with us. There is one of the highest books of philosophy, life science of Vedanta called as Yoga Vashishta. You must have heard about it, especially those who are spiritual students. Ramchandra ji, who is already now being sought by sages like Vishwamitra to come and protect the country, who's already as a young man such an achiever, he puts this question to his guru, sage Vashishta, that is anything in our hand or everything is fated? Because the question that we started with, there are times we put in an effort and we do not get the result, and sometimes we hardly put in effort and we get the result. So is there something called as luck? Two people, same time, put in the effort, but one seems to struggle, the other seems to achieve it easily. So really, is it our effort or is there some other factor? Yeah? And people expect that, these saints, sages, these religious people, अरे जो भगवान की इच्छा है वही हो जाएगा, अब सहन कर लो. But Sage Vashishta, what we have explained to you, is from Yoga Vashishta. Says that the destiny is the result of your own action. So, what is coming to you from the past, as our Puj Gurudev has said in Manual of Self-Unfoldment and such beautiful introductory textbooks, please get it if you have not got it. It's available from our bookstall, it's available also online. And of course, our Pawai ashram is so nearby. Shivratri is coming up. Must come for that most beautiful Jagdishwara temple, which is so nearby, which is so powerful, that lakhs of people come during Shivratri. You also come. And we will also talk what is the role of God, prayer, blessings in our life. So, what is coming to us from the past, what we call as result of action karma, or what we call as destiny, not fate or luck. It is the result of our past action which is bearing fruit today. The result of our past choices and action is called as our destiny. What we do with our destiny is our present self-effort. A beautiful example that Pujya Gurudev has given, and as a youngster when I heard it, please bring your youngsters to these camps, they'll be maker of their destinies. Not makers of mistakes. That just think and imagine that there is a river that is flowing at 2 kilometers an hour towards the ocean or towards a waterfall. 2 kilometers an hour is the flow of the water. Now, suppose you are sitting in a boat. What will be the speed of the boat even if you do not do anything? What will be the speed of the boat? 2 kilometers an hour towards the ocean, or downwards, let us say. The river flows downwards from the mountains to the plains, and from the plains to the ocean, it goes downwards. So, it will be 2 kilometers an hour downwards. Even if you do nothing, your destiny is taking you, the flow of your destiny will take you to where it has already determined its speed, its course, which is the result of your own past action which is bearing momentum today. Clear? Now, suppose you want to go faster towards your destination, and you start rowing the boat with an energy that gives you the speed of 2 kilometers an hour. What will be the speed of your boat? Some of you are not sure, but it's simple arithmetic, not even mathematics. It will be 4 kilometers an hour, and I can see that 50% are engineers here. Because in India, 50% are doctors, 40% are engineers, 10% are something else. Now, suppose you put a motor on it and you go at 8 kilometers an hour, what will be the speed of the boat? Simple, 10, is it not? But suppose you want to go backwards, means go uphill. Right? I'm not saying hill, but go upwards. You turn the boat. What will be the speed of the boat? Without any engine. You turn the boat. Even though you have turned the boat, what will be your speed? 2 kilometers an hour downwards, is it not? Yeah. Suppose you start rowing at 1 kilometer an hour, you will still be downward. But suppose you are rowing at 2 kilometers an hour, you would be like Michael Jackson, moon rowing. Will you not be? But suppose you put a motor of 8 kilometers an hour, what will be the speed? 6, not 10. Yeah? This is a beautiful meditation, and I'm calling it as a meditation. Tomorrow in Kandivali, I'll be speaking on Dhyan Yoga. Not very far from here, no? You can come. This one illustration, after all the explanation that I have given, if we can just meditate on this illustration, your subconscious mind would have already made an impression that when you feel that you're putting in your effort and still not getting the results, either it's in the wrong direction, means from your desired direction, I'm not saying up or down, or your effort is not enough. And this is what sage Vashishta tells to Ramchandraji, that even if your direction is there, even your action is right, if your destiny or the pressure of your destiny is very strong, your effort has to be stronger. For some who are going in the direction of their destiny, they seem to be speeding. Those who want to make a change because they feel that destiny has taken them, their past action has taken them in the wrong direction, they have to put in a lot more effort. And therefore, many a times we give up our effort thinking that my luck or destiny is bad. This is what we have to understand. So therefore, when these statements are given, will of God, hukum of God, please understand, it is not whims or fancies. It is the results we are getting according to the laws of nature, due to our own actions. Now the question is that if destiny is so strong, and people go to astrologers also, they take the horoscope also, and whenever you go to an astrologer with your horoscope, you wonder why it's called a horoscope, because it's a horoscope. Yeah? And then they will tell you, abhi ye puja karo, ye shani hai abhi na. Everybody's got shani. You go to a horoscope, you go to an astrologer, you've got shani or mangal. Shadi nahi ho rahi hai to mangal hai. You went to a astrologer, the astrologer knows that until and unless you don't have a problem, you are not going to come to him. तो शनि तो जरूर लगी हुई है, नहीं भी लगी हुई है तो शनि लगा ही हुआ है, अगर नहीं भी लगा हुआ है तो you will believe कि शनि लगा हुआ है. Isn't it? It is not that the stars are making your destiny. Stars are only pointing out to you the time period where what destiny is going to manifest. What a sophisticated science of time. That when you sow your seed, even many lifetimes before, when they will bear fruit, these the astrologers of the past knew. So if we understand, this is the thing. Now, how do we? We cannot stop that is coming from the past. For people to go against the course of their destiny, not everything. Destiny is not only everything that is bad in your life, please. Even everything that is good in your life is from destiny only. Yeah. Therefore, for most people, the path that has been pointed out, and that you will see in most of the medieval saints' literature, while Gita was given to a man of action, Arjuna, the Bhagwan is pointing out to him how to take charge of his life, and not only his life, but also the destiny of the society, because the destiny of the society is made by each and every one's contribution. So for the majority of the people, it is said, accept your destiny, live in line with your destiny, and unless you are an expert swimmer, to go against the flow of your destiny, not only you have to be an expert swimmer, you have to be strong, you have to be determined, you have to have perseverance. And even that is possible. And in the very history of our own country, and not only then, women are making it happen even now. And what during COVID, we have rural development programs. Please go onto the website, CORD, Chinmaya Organization of Rural Development. While most people sat down locked down as to what can we do during lockdowns and COVID, what our Chinmaya Organization of Rural Development women have done, I don't have the time to tell you today, is mind-boggling. Savitri is not about just saving. Savitri is not about just saving and extending the life of her husband. Such Savitris exist today, and Savitri did not only just change her destiny of being a widow, did not change the destiny, and death is something that nobody can change. One thing is determined, is the time you are born, the time of your death. Not according to years, but according to your breath. It is in reference to that that Savitri's story is told to Yudhishthir in the Mahabharata. That woman did not only change the course of her destiny, change the course of death, which is a fixed destiny of her husband, when it is a fixed, determined, change the destiny of two kingdoms, her father's and her father-in-law's. And what our God women have done for 1,000 villages and how many tens of thousands life who have not perished out of COVID, but because no resources reaching in those remote rural villages. You can't even imagine that what you can't earn in a lifetime. These village women have not only raised it, but distributed it, saved the farmers of the villages, and not only that, brought economy to the country, and that money has been returned. Yeah. They are not beggars or waiting for donations. These are people, and how humbly when I went there, they said, this is what we have learned from our Gurudev. And I wonder what multinational people are doing. See? Where most people sit back, what can we even do? Maximum donate a certain amount. That also we have to save because, we have to pay salaries, etc. Yeah. If we are students of the Bhagavad Gita, if we are students of this great culture, और अगर हम अपने आप को माँ के लाल कहते हैं, so we can learn from all our mothers who make it happen even today. No? So I'm just giving this example that we can change the destiny. Yeah? We can make a difference. But for most people, the path has been pointed out that if the river is flowing at 2 kilometers an hour and you want to make the changes, it is only people or go even against your destiny. If it is in the wrong direction, then you need the right knowledge, you need the mental strength, tapas is required. That is, we see in life of Savitri. She knew her inevitable destiny. She did not cry over that 1 year, but she prepared herself for that destiny. And so did she prepare herself to face her destiny, that she changed her destiny. But for most people, what is the course that is pointed out? In both cases, you have to accept your destiny. And use your destiny to make, in the scope of your destiny, the few changes that, suppose it is heading towards a waterfall. Yeah? If you try and panic to go against the fast currents, you will exhaust yourself and speedily you will be taken aside. But if you see which is the closest bank, where is the branch that is hanging there, and you make in the same direction few maneuvers, changes, you can save yourself till either help comes or you can get out from the flow. And where the flow is slower, move back or go to the banks and walk back. And for that, one beautiful example has been given, and I will conclude with that example, and again with that illustration, how we can make changes in our life, even in our monetary benefits. Even in our monetary benefits. There used to be, and the story is quite famous, I heard it from Gurudev himself. The story is quite famous in astrology, that there used to be a family man, but was a very good astrologer. Those days, they were wise. They had many more children. And don't think that, oh my God, how much now youngsters nowadays don't want children only. Because, to look after one is so expensive. Children come with their own destiny. Whose destiny, who's eating, we don't know. Ravan thought that Vibhishan was eating because of his efforts. When Vibhishan went, Lanka collapsed. So each one comes with their own destiny. And the total destiny enhances the family also. Because our destinies are also interrelated. He was in astrology, had many children, sons, daughters. And what he did was, according to what is there in their destiny, being a very good astrologer, you don't go to an astrologer for that. Being a very good astrologer, he distributed his wealth even while he was living to all his sons, because he knew when he was going to die also, and daughters. But his youngest son, he called him and he said, "My son, you might feel that I am being unfair on you, but you know I am a good astrologer. In your destiny, there is only one cow." At that time, cattle was the wealth. There's only one cow in your destiny. So, even though I'm giving your brothers and sisters so many cows, etc., but I am giving you one cow, because house and all are actually liabilities, they are not assets. Cow is wealth. Wealth is that which can multiply. A little bit of wealth management. Yeah, I brought out a book called Life Management Techniques. Even wealth management Swamis have to teach. Yeah. So cow is wealth that you can multiply. House is an expense, please. So besides everything that he gave, his wealth was only one cow. Today you can say that your father left behind from the many crores, 1 crore for you, which nowadays you can't even get 1 bedroom hall in Chembur. 1 cow. When his father died and his brothers, sisters had so many cattle, so much cows, he felt one day so bad. He said, if in my destiny there is 1 cow, what will I do with 1 cow? In fact, 1 cow is a bigger expense. What will I do with 1 cow? So he saw one sadhu, one holy man going from there. He says, what can I do with 1 cow? The milk is not enough for one family. So this lone sadhu, at least it will be beneficial to him. So he called that sadhu and gave that cow to the sadhu. Next day, he sees 1 cow wandering in his in his garden. He looks around for the owner. He can't find the owner. There's a cow there. He can't find the owner. He said, I didn't keep my cow. Will I keep somebody else's cow? Some other wanting person was there. He gave away that cow to that person. Next day, one man from the village comes. He said, your father had loaned me a cow. He's passed away and you have got no cows. So rather than giving it to your brothers, I've decided to give it to you. Honestly, he comes and gives the cow. Suddenly, wisdom hit him. My father said that I have got 1 cow in my destiny. 1 cow in my destiny. Which means that if I give away 1 cow a day, 1 cow has to come in my destiny. Only this lessons people learnt, no? Yeah. They would not fight over little will money that their parents have left behind and spoiled relationships. Because if it is in your destiny, you will get it with your effort. Why you are a beggar to ask from anybody else? This is something that we must understand. If it's in your destiny, with or without your effort, you will get it. If it's not in your destiny, without your effort, you will not get it. No? You will lose it in any case. So he decided, he said, Bhagwan, we claim Bhagwan, you wrote only one cow in my destiny, no? Now, I'll make you work for it. And he made a public announcement. He made a public announcement that each day of my life, I am going to donate one cow. Come on. If even the king, even the ministers, even the rich people wondered, because your richness is known not by the amount that you keep locked in your lockers and banks, but in how much you share outside. Everybody thought, what a rich man he is. Every day he was called to banquets, he was called to fundraisers, and every day he donated one cow. And the cow came to him. Have you been to temples? Have you been to gurdwaras? The more prasad and langar they distribute, the more langar and prasad comes. Is it not? और जब हम बचपन में वो गाना सुनते थे, तुम 1 पैसा दोगे वो 10 लाख देगा, और सोचो अगर 10 लाख दोगे तो क्या मिलेगा? Isn't it? Can you imagine with one cow? What has he invested in nature? What has he invested in life? And imagine not only what is his destiny right now, but let us say in this life his destiny is one cow. In his next life, what he must have got? Think about it. Meanwhile, of course, in this life, he was known as a philanthropist. He was known as the most charitable person. He moved in the richest of circles in his life. But he owned only one cow a day. And therefore, our great Hindu Rishi culture teaches us, do not cry for what you do not have. Whatever you have is his gift to you. What you do with it is your gift to him. And he will reward you many times more. So with this session, today itself, go back, be grateful to the Lord, be grateful to your parents, be grateful even to your children, be grateful to society, be grateful to our country, be grateful to the great heritage we have. Yeah? And whatever you can do, with whatever you have, I'm not just talking about money or charity. Yeah? Build your destiny. Build the destiny of this country. Build the destiny of our future generation. You know? And know that if our great freedom fighters thought, how can we fight? They just did it. Some even lost their life. But eternally we are grateful to them. And what they wanted, the country did become free. They achieved it, did they not? Yeah. So same way, there is nothing we cannot achieve. And with most of you, who today may not be wanting just in wealth, but can generate wealth, then generate wealth and help others to generate even more wealth. Yeah. If you have got knowledge, share your knowledge. Your knowledge becomes firm. Yeah. And people benefit from them. So there is nothing that we cannot give. And if nothing we cannot give, at least a smile we can give. Because most of you have at least not started putting Botox. Okay. A smile you can give and make a world a smiling face. Give what you have. Share what you have. With whatever you have, do for your life or for the society and see what you can achieve. To start with, can I give you a project? Yeah. Will you do it? Will you do it? The thought just came to me. I had not planned this. But will you do it? All of you? And if you do it and you have shown it to your mind, you will be surprised at how many things in your life you can make happen. Huh? Not only you would have changed the destiny of our future, of our country, yeah, but you would have proven to yourself that you can do what you thought you cannot do. Should I tell you? Yes. Will you do it? Yes. Yeah. You all may have heard that in the field of education, from schools, our value-based education schools today, and today, even academically, our Chinmaya school is one of the top schools in the country. First ranking, not one of the tops. Huh? Our colleges were also doing very well, but we have started our university, which is 6 years old now, and its new campus is being built. Suddenly there's a demand in probably most states for us not only to open such value-based schools, and our schools are influencing the whole value-based education in the country, which is so lacking and wanting in our country now. And Gurudev had envisioned a university that will revive our Indian knowledge systems and integrate it with our contemporary knowledge to create a knowledge system which will have the rich heritage of our past, not just spiritual knowledge, our various management techniques, sciences, etc., and to integrate it with modern also we've developed a lot of things, so that our children would have or will be pioneers with this new enriched integrated knowledge for the future and become positive contributors to society. For spiritual organizations, where donations, you know how much it comes? Yeah? Even as you go out in the Dakshina box, how much would you think of putting? Has taken up this project which costs 1,000 crore, that even multinationals do not open a university. and which one in our lifetime could be contributors for it. But I am not only asking you for your contribution. You can give whatever you want. But today, as you go out, and I will tell them to come and announce, yeah, so that you can go to, and even if you do not know how to use the website, your children and grandchildren will train you. And this endeavor has been taken from a 5-year child in Australia to an 85-year-old woman in Calcutta. And what they have achieved is even what corporates don't achieve from their age, etc. During this lockdown, when the university campus had to be built, which is going to cost us 600 crores, yeah, and during COVID time, we collected so much for COVID and dispatched it in one, week. And our village women did so much. We thought about something called as crowdfunding, where each one of you can become a champion, and besides what you wish to contribute, on your contact list, on your phones, each one would have at least 100, and these days to 1,000 contacts on your list. Yeah? Be part of this crowdfunding. Reach out to your contacts and just say a Hari Om, Namaste, or a hello. Let them know that you have opened a page. It's a learning experience for all of you. It's the future of fundraising for all businesses, especially your children. Yeah? You will get free training in it, and all that you have to do is during the weekends, just for 1 month, say hi to someone on your contact, send them about the university, yeah, and on your saying, if you tell them to contribute whatever little or large sum, yeah, if those 5 to 10 women in the most rural village could raise 18 crores. Not for university, for the villages. 1,000 of you sitting here with your contacts, however small or big, will not someone, for a person like you, give anything from 1,000 or 10,000 or even more? Or even 500. If you contact just 200, 300 people on your list, and they give because you are inspired, yeah, for such a inspiring project. Can you imagine what we can do? Are you ready to do it? Yes. Are you ready to do it? Yes. I will tell them to announce, right? Today itself, today only, just before coming, incidentally it came to my mind, I had no idea of telling you this. I am not come here to ask you any charity. But since I have spoken to you about destiny, when I run my Make It Happen workshops, I make them do it there and then, and afterwards, whatever goals that they want to achieve in their life, within a month they have been able to achieve it. Whether it's career changes, whether it is money targets, whether it is even marriages which are not happening, all these things have happened. And what I'm saying is what the great sages have said. So are you ready for it? May I hear from? Whatever may be your age, you even think you are 85 and you think, who's going to listen to you? Yeah. Tell your grandchild what he's got in the piggy bank to give, then you see what happens. Yeah. Are you ready for it? Yes. I again ask you, are you ready for it? Yes. Are you ready to make a change in the destiny? Yes. Okay. So I'll tell them to announce, go to the website. As you go outside, give your email address or your phone number. We will send you all the material. Just before coming here, I was speaking to some people in Singapore to be part of this crowdfunding. And I'll tell you little by little that what we have done in these 2 years, only through crowdfunding, we require 1,000 crores. But 3,500 people have together raised 100 crores. Which would have otherwise been a responsibility of one person. That too also a sadhu. So I thank all those of you who have already done it, and I know some of you are here who have done it. Yeah. The second round in Bombay, I had asked our present president, Meghna Patel, that do it. And with just 150 people, they raised about 7.5 crores. Can you imagine what we can do? And we think, kaise ho sakta hai? I want you to feel it. I want you to know it. It doesn't matter how much you will collect. It matters is that you did it. And you have trained your mind to show that what you even now while listening to this think, ye sab bolte hain, but ho sakega ki nahi? Who will give me, You'll be surprised what you can do. Okay? So all 1,000 of you? Yeah? Even the children? Yes? Yeah? You make it happen and inspire others to become champion. And what we require immediately will be there. And Lok Kalyan, if you do, remember, one cow you give, that is going to come back to you in any case. Yeah? You help others to give. Can you imagine how much more are you going to get also? And this is no bluff, I'm telling you. Okay? So I'll stop with this. And wish you all the best. And always remember that whatever we get when we say grace of God, because all wealth of nature has been given by God. What we do with it is what brings about greater grace in our life. So invoking the blessings of Bhagwan, invoking the blessings of our Gurudev and our Guru Parampara, Rishi Parampara, on each and every one of you, that not only you master your destiny, change your destiny, but in this life itself, transcend all results of action, your destiny, and go beyond destiny to be free. That is called as moksha. And that is what we say, Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidahine Atma Jnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. That with this knowledge, you can even transcend this ego, this doer, this mind and limitations, and transcend your destiny, that the countless lifetimes results of action disappear like the mirage when the sun shines on the fog. So with blessings of Bhagwan, we conclude. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve badra nipashyantu, Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavek. Asato ma sadgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Hari Om. An announcement before we proceed. Request Sri Amar Jaisinghani and Sri Rajshekar to come up on the stage. Pranam Swamiji. On behalf of Chinmaya Mission Mumbai and Chinmaya Narayan Zone, I express our deepest gratitude and humble pranams to Pujya Swamiji for this most inspiring talk. Grateful Swamiji for giving insights on how to become the makers of our own destiny. We are indeed very grateful to the Mukhya Yajamans, Sri Pratap Bhai Patel and family, Upa Yajaman, Sri Amar Jaisinghani and family, and the Dainik Yajamans, Srimati Manisha Devle and Sri Prasad Devle, and also the devotees of Chinmaya Prerana Zone for their phenomenal support, without which this event would not have become a success. Our gratitude to Fine Arts Society for all their support and cooperation as always. Our volunteers are our backbone and strength. Their selfless service and the amount of time and energy they dedicated indeed is the organization of this event. Our gratitude to all our acharyas and trustees for gracing the occasion, and each and every one of you in the audience for your inspiring presence and attention.
Hari Om, can I please request everybody to remain seated? We will be having the Aarti shortly and then we can leave.
I request our Upa Yajaman, Sri Amar Jaisinghani, to offer Guru Dakshina to Pujya Swamiji. And our President, Sri Rajshekar ji, to offer fruit basket to Swamiji.
We would like to express our heartfelt appreciation to our incredibly generous donors, our Yajmans for today. I request our Mukhya Yajman, Upa Yajman, Dainik Yajmans, Aarti Yajmans and Prasad Yajmans to please come up one by one as I call your name and receive a token of appreciation directly from Swamiji's hands. We begin with Mukhya Yajman, Sri Pratap Bhai Patel and family, represented by Sri Mukul Patel and Srimati Meghna Patel. Can we have a big round of applause, please? Next, we have our Upa Yajman, Sri Amar Jaisinghani and family. We have our Dainik Yajmans, Srimati Manisha and Sri Prasad Devle from Narayan Zone. And the devotees from Prerna Zone, represented by Sri Shivramakrishnan and Sri Vaidyanathan ji. I shall now call out the names of the Aarti Yajmans. I request the Aarti Yajmans to please come up. Once you've collected the token from Swamiji, please remain on stage for the Aarti, along with the Mukhya Yajman, Upayajman and Dainik Yajmans. The names are as follows: Swamini Swaprabhananji and Brahmachari Chetanji. Shri Surendranath Narayan. Next we have can we have Shri R. Nandakishore, Shri J.P. Haran and Shri Rajshekhar ji to be ready, please? This is Shri Surendranath Narayan. Please go ahead. Shri R. Nandakishore and Srimati Maya Nandakishore. Shri J.P. Haran. Shri R. Rajshekhar and Srimati Lata Rajshekhar. We have next Sarvajanik Shikshan Nyas, Srimati Veena Tadani and family. And last, we have Shri Ram Kumar.
We'll now have our Prasad Ejamans coming up. Srimati Sujitra Karthik. I'll read the names. You can please walk close to the stage. Srimati Monica Bezin, Srimati Yashika Shetty, Srimati Neeta Vishwasrao, Srimati Rajalakshmi Narayanan, Srimati Alka Khera, Sri Sanjeev Ashok Prasad, Srimati Mala Shekhar, and Sri Neelakantan Iyer. Immediately after this, we'll have the lucky draw, which all of us are eagerly awaiting. I request Swamiji to please pick out the names of 4 lucky winners.
Two. Me. Is it in this order or all 4 have got the same? All 4 have got the same or it is in 1, 2, 3, 4?
Same.
Okay. Should I give you the names?
I'm calling out the names. Vasanti Ranganath, Dr. Ashok Gupta, V.R. Shivaramakrishnan, and Sri S. Vaidyanathan. All these 4 lucky winners are requested to be ready near the stage to receive your prizes from Swamiji immediately after the Aarti.
Before the Aarti, we have a few important announcements.
Hari Om, everyone. So the exciting project that we've all committed to as part of this talk is a crowdfunding initiative. So I'm here just to give you the website. So if you have you can now take out your phones actually and write the website down. So it's www.chinmayamission.com/register for crowdfunding. So I'll repeat that again. It's www.chinmayamission.com/register for crowdfunding. So we look forward to receiving all your registrations. Hari Om.
Come. Let the Aarti come. Come, they're here.
You can take the prize from Swamiji's hands. So what's your name, sir? Congratulations, Ashok Gupta ji. Can we have the others, if they're ready to come up quickly, can we have them up on stage, please?
You're the winner of the...
Is Vasanti Ranganath ji here? Fantastic. So let's give a huge round of applause for the 4 winners. We shall now have the Aarti. Can everyone Sadguru ki Divya Rupa Murati Karuna ki Aarati Sadguru ki चरणों में उनके शांति समाए शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाए पाप ताप संताप हरण की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की वेद उपनिषद गीता को गाया धर्म सनातन फिर से जगाया शुद्ध नीति प्रीति शंकर की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की सिद्ध बाड़ी की तपोभूमि में नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे तप्त हृदय आनंद स्रोत की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की
न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्र तारकं नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयम् अग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति। बोलिए सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।